if you want to shift the power back to the players, I think every black player in the NBA should quit the NBA, go to Ice Cube's league, make it a new league. You got the power to the players now. It's more representative of the league. And I guarantee you, all the European and white players are going to follow along with you because nobody wants to tune in and watch like a bunch of, fundamentals and layups and shit like that.
Disclaimer. The following program delves into sensitive political, moral, and religious topics. The host's unique perspectives may challenge traditional viewpoints and provoke thoughtful conversations. That's the point, though. Viewer discretion is advised, as the content is intended for mature audiences who appreciate nuanced discussions on complex subjects. The content discussed here is for entertainment purposes only. Enjoy the show. How you guys doing? Welcome to another special episode to Fourth Wall Podcast Show. Special episode because we got a special guest, our buddy here, Justice, from another podcast. If you guys have followed me in my endeavors, the Rap For Me podcast that we film out in LA over at Trendsetter's Barbershop. Shout out to them. But yeah. We thought we'd, have him along for a special episode because we got some special topics. It's been a crazy weekend. But yeah, me. SeeJayy, and my guy Toss over here.
Hey, yo, what up, man?
Like I said, we got a special show. Everyone's already ready to get started.
Oh, man.
But before we get started, make sure to go like, subscribe at the Fourth Wall Show on Instagram and on YouTube. A couple episodes in, man. We're excited, growing. Before we start today's episode, we like to say a quick moment of silence for the late great. Some say he may have
the
did
most innocent man to ever live.
Some may say he did it, but you know how they villainize people sometimes, So and I personally feel him. We have the same birthday, so spiritually, I just feel like there's a connection there. That Bronco, I need to find it. I'm gonna buy it one day. But O.J. Simpson, man, the juice. Quick moment of silence. On to the show. Now, you want to do a J. Cole one just for fun?
Yeah, we should do a J. Cole moment of silence as well.
All right, do a J. Cole one. All
right.
right.
J. Cole.
Two, 3, 2.
Nah, he don't deserve a moment of silence,
Dude,
bro.
let's do a moment of silence for J. Cole.
I mean, the way he went out.
Let's just do it, and then we'll decide if we put it on.
Former Big Three member, right? Conscious rapper from the blog era. Inspired a lot of youngins, like yourself, Forest Hills Drive, you with Wet Dreams, right? I mean, you put a lot of niggas on, so it's only right that we, show our condolences and say, hey, rest in peace to a good career. You had a good run. So moment of silence for J. Cole.
Y'all could give him a moment of silence.
Nigga, be respectful, bro. Obviously, as CJ said, founder of the Rap For Me podcast. And this is actually where we first started our podcast journey out here in Riverside, Riverside, California with Took Studios. So it's good to be back. I feel at home here. You know what I mean? So this is cool. It's a good vibe.
Yeah, Took Studios, they're always treating us good, man. So shout out to
you guys got more funding too. Like back when we first started, we didn't have all this.
Took Studios setting the standard out here.
Y'all gotta, if you're
a couple like classroom desk put together,
If you're in the IE and you're creative and you need somewhere to, get your ideas out there, definitely, you can Google them. They're official. Check them out, man. Yeah, we're gonna get into today's episode. We have, like I said, we have some special topics. I want to start off because it's we got the guys here. I want to start off by congratulating. Tonight was the WNBA draft.
Be respectful.
Be respectful. Hey man, just because he's here, don't change your. If y'all been watching the show, you know how tall. Just be you.
No, what do you mean? I love women's sports, man.
Be you. But yeah, today was a WNBA draft. Shout out to all the women who were drafted, all the hard work they put in.
Slip my throat, man. Sorry.
Caitlin Clark was drafted to the Indiana Fever. First pick of the draft.
Right. We're all Indiana Fever fans,
Wow.
You know how much we love WNBA.
The only thing I have about that is, you guys know Angel Reese, right? The one who won last season with LSU. She was drafted 9th.
Damn.
Exactly. She was drafted 9th to Chicago Sky.
Bruh.
Which is actually, they're actually.
Well, weren't the Sparks drafting? Sparks had like the 3rd pick, right?
I didn't see their draft. I don't know who's.
So who actually watched the drafts, huh?
I don't. Man,
What channel was it? Hey, what channel was it?
It was on ESPN. But yeah, Angel Reese got drafted
Deportes?
9th. She got drafted 9th. From the way, I don't know if you guys are familiar with their play. Obviously, Caitlin Clark is more the shooter.
Oh yeah. Justice is very familiar with their play, right?
Yeah.
You got NBA, WNBA full ticket or whatever the fuck they call it.
Prime ticket or whatever. So how do you guys feel about that? Angel Reese is more of obviously the big, the bigger, girl. She's in there doing all the dirty work.
Bigger?
Dude,
She's just taller. She does, rebound. She's more of a big. She plays the big. If we were to compare it to NBA, she gets rebounds.
Right, like a forward.
She scores. Yeah. Caitlin Clark. She's more of the Steph Curry, shooter.
Right.
She's gonna bring fans over.
Yeah.
So it makes sense on a business level, but how do you guys feel about the whole? They turned into a whole rivalry. Kind of felt Magic Johnson versus Larry Bird-esque.
What do you think, Justice? You're the women's sports
they fucked up already.
expert
Like,
here.
Angel Reese should have been on the Sparks. Like they already
In
had.
LA.
Here's the problem with WNBA, right? They want to sell tickets, right? You already had a ready-made storyline that already worked. Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, right? This girl, I know the Sparks had a high draft pick. They should have gotten her. Now she goes to the Chicago team, where I'm like, dude, not only do we not watch the WNBA, but now you put her on a team that I don't even know anything about Chicago women's basketball. So now you kind of killed that whole narrative. So I don't know. The WNBA had an opportunity to build upon a marketing story that they didn't even create, and now now it's gone. So
Yeah.
They actually had the number 2 pick.
that's what I'm
They
talking
actually
about.
had the number 2 pick, and they went with Cameron Brink
I don't even
from
know.
Stanford.
Oh, you guys
I don't
know
know.
Cameron
Oh.
Brink, right?
I actually don't know her, but she was the
Longrove?
Pac-12 Player of the Year. I have an idea of who she is, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I believe it is the
Dude, how do you not know Cameron Brink, man? She's
Okay, that's crazy. Yeah, so they could have picked her up, and they decided not to. But again, maybe Cameron Brink is more.
I'm not gonna lie though.
I know who they're
The
talking
only
about,
WNBA game, well, not even WNBA.
Hey, look, this is Cameron Brink.
Okay, look, hey, can we just keep it a ban on this podcast? Man?
Be respectful.
I'll be
You don't
respectful.
like that?
I ain't say nothing.
You don't think she looks?
She's on the
that's a
Sparks
nice
now.
dress.
She's on the Sparks now.
That's
I mean,
nice-
can
that's a
she
nice
look
dress,
like
right?
that?
That's not the greatest picture in the world, but
It's not it.
Well, I got a question.
Because you're not going to see him dressed up all the time.
yeah.
It's,
Well,
it's hard to get.
I got a
pics
question though. Can they look like that on the court?
Can they look like that? How they gonna play?
Because what's the mission here? The mission here is to get more eyeballs on the game, right? For women's sports, right?
Okay.
Right. So if we're gonna get more eyeballs on the game for women's sports, I have a few suggestions, and this is for galvanizing the most, the most amount of eyeballs possible, right? And this is just the way that our world is built, okay? Because in order for women's sports to succeed, men's viewership needs to go up, right? Am I right or am I wrong?
You're right.
That's true.
You're right.
Okay. So what appeals to us? Some things that people were saying, lower the rim. Lower the rim a little bit. Come on.
Some more dunks? Is that?
Yeah, some more dogs, easier baskets.
I'm not gonna lie. Angel Reese missed a lot of layups that last game. Not gonna lie.
Well, there you go.
Lower the rim.
Now here's another thing.
Okay.
Here's another thing. And look, we're not being sexist.
Who said anything about? Hey, if it's,
I'm just gonna preface
speak.
it.
Just speak.
I'm just gonna preface it,
Just speak,
okay?
It's objective.
We could lower the rims, and we could, bring the shorts up a little bit. All right, bring the shorts up a little bit, okay?
They do that in volleyball.
Because there is, if we're really gonna make women's sports take, like a launching pad up. I was talking about this before we even started the podcast, okay? If we really want to put women's sports on the spotlight, maybe we take all the money that they're investing into the WNBA, take that, reallocate it into lingerie football. Now, hear me out, okay? Because at the end, lingerie football, high intensity, these look, man, these bitches be getting down. You know what I'm saying? And you got the sideline reporting, and like they be talking shit on each other and stuff. And then also, it's easy to look at. All right, that right there.
Are they tackling each other?
Yeah, they tackling each other, man. These bitches get down.
Personally, I just
I thought it
feel
was
like,
flag football.
yeah. Personally, I'm not a fan of football itself because
Have you watched it?
now, if we talking about football, I was actually on the group chat with my fantasy football team, sports guys. It's kind of a dumb sport. You got all these dudes doing dumb shit during the off season. Getting into car accidents,
Nothing to do with the
DUIs and
sport,
stuff.
but go ahead.
It's their head, man. It's their head. They're getting hit. It's the only sport where every play you're getting hit. Like the ongoing effects of that, getting hit.
Right.
It takes an effect. All these, just any other sport, you have guys with that much assault charges and all this.
UFC.
Exactly. And what are they doing? Getting hit. Like that's the thing that's going on. So personally, that's what this podcast is for.
Okay.
Seeing patterns, right?
So
pattern recognition.
right.
Yeah, that's a dumbass sport.
I want to ask Toss a
Is it-
question.
Let me ask you a question.
It
It makes money because it's a dumbass.
Let me ask
sport.
Toss a question.
It's entertaining.
Let me ask Toss a question.
Ask your question, man.
What is the most entertaining women's sport for you?
I mean, I would say lingerie football, man.
I say UFC.
That's the only women's sport you watch?
I would say UFC.
Maybe, if it's the Olympics going on, maybe beach volleyball.
Volleyball was my second
Beach
choice.
volleyball. Okay. All
Volleyball
right.
was my
Cool.
second choice.
But,
yeah.
he was bringing up a good point, man, because, a lot of these sports where, you be tackling each other and everything like that. Because at the end of the day, most of the time, these are the men of the household, right? They're going out here sacrificing their body. Some of them end up getting, what's that thing called? CTE, Now the breadwinner in the house is gone. What's he going to do?
It's
It's
an entertaining
dangerous stuff.
sport, but again, that's what America loves.
But let me finish.
You still want the
Lingerie football, right? Now, worst case scenario, maybe the woman gets some CTE, right? Where's she gonna go? Still gonna be in the house, right? And at the end of the day, is holding the family together. I'm all about the family nucleus staying together, man.
Most of the time, and again, not being sexist. Most of the time, they're in a relationship with another woman anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Hey, look,
It's still the breadwinner or the
bottom.
the face, the one who's taking the face of the male.
Be respectful, bro.
We ain't saying anything.
Oh, you talking about the top, right?
With the top.
Okay.
That's still them away from the situation. So again, it's still a dumb sport. I'm not saying
But I think what Toss is trying to say. I think what you're
you're
trying to say is,
Yes,
if,
please.
if the viewership is male,
Yes,
you can either make it more appealing by making the
content more primal.
content more attractive to us, right? Or
Yeah.
make it more competitive. So you gotta pick the one that you want to increase.
Right.
The
I thi- I think-
competition.
Look. Here's
the
a
appeal.
good example. UFC, women's UFC, always action packed. Some going on. Women beating the shit out of each other. You know what I'm saying? There's a primal aspect to it. You know what I'm saying? But there's also a competitive aspect to it. So it's always going to be thoroughly entertaining. Same thing with lingerie football. Okay, there's more, impact going on. Yeah, we appreciate skill with WNBA. It's all good, but we could watch anybody shooting a basketball.
Why
At the
not?
end of the day, with WNBA, let's keep it a band, y'all. Let's keep it a band, man. There ain't as much on the line with it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody betting on the NBA games. Everybody got a deep-seated fan base with NBA basketball, but ain't nobody watching no Indiana Fevers.
What about NBA what about lingerie basketball?
I'm cool with that. Hey, look, they be doing that at some of these YMCA's, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's all for lingerie. So no matter what it is, just put it in lingerie.
Well,
Soccer,
sex
football.
sells, right?
To a
Sex
certain
sells.
degree, man. I would say, you can start a league of that on its own league. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, you really want to make like a niche amount of money in that type of market, man, you got to make sure shawty's is thick,
Dude, maybe
They just had
OnlyFans should start like a sports channel.
You took it too far.
That's what you're saying.
sexist.
That's basically what you're saying.
That's sexist.
That's what you're saying.
Hey, everybody, Justice is sexist.
Don't brain.
So speaking of drafts, man, Bronny, LeBron James' son, plays for USC. Only been playing there for 1 year.
Was he on the Sparks?
Nah. Also, he had the little heart, scare. He has declared for the draft, or he's put his name into the draft to be eligible to be drafted for the next NBA season.
Well, why doesn't he do something more impactful and like why doesn't he become a pioneer like his pops, man? And like, because you see,
he's being forced into
look at the trend with D Wade's family, right? So why doesn't Bronny do the same thing, be an ally to the community? Okay, you know where I'm going?
I don't like how you're using that word. I don't like how you're using that word.
Why doesn't he declare himself trans?
What?
And then, because we're talking about upscaling the WNBA, right? Why doesn't he go into the WNBA? Because here's what we see a lot of. Well, here's what we don't see a lot of, all right? Because if they wanted to do something different, they would have had Caitlin Clark get drafted into the NBA, right? We don't see a lot of that, like the other way around.
Maybe the big three.
But if this is going to be a money move and for entertainment purposes, yeah, there's going to be some people on one side that's going to be like, look at what they're doing, man. They're putting another dude in women's sports. But at the same time, hey, that dude is LeBron James' son, so we still want to see him ball.
No. Actually, what you're saying,
money moves, right?
It's obviously being forced on him because they're building this whole legacy thing. How's it going to look if he went to the WNBA?
Well, here's the thing.
The whole point is
you know how LeBron is.
The whole sports media.
You know how LeBron is though.
Bronny to Bron, like that's going to be the next story.
But listen. LeBron. You know what LeBron James has that Michael Jordan doesn't have?
What, a son who plays?
No. He has a what's it called? What's that new trophy they introduced? In-season tournament, right? So what if Bronny becomes the first player ever to win a WNBA championship and then detransition, go back to the NBA, and then win an NBA championship?
Bro, you're millennial. You remember Joanna, man. How'd that turn out for him?
I never watched that movie, actually, man.
It was a cool movie. Man.
Of course, only the black people watched the movie, huh?
True. But, yeah, he's eligible to get drafted. How you guys feel about that? Like I was saying, obviously, I feel like it's a ploy. It's for the legacy purposes for LeBron.
Yeah, but it's also just like society,
he's
that'll be like
pressured.
imagine what if like DiCaprio had a son, right? And then all of a sudden his son's in the movie, you'd be like, oh, look at this. Of course, your dad. Like that's just a normal thing. Like, of course.
Nah, this ain't even like that though. It's like Bronny ain't even. It's obvious, dude's not ready.
You think Jaden Smith can act?
Jaden Smith?
Yeah.
That depends on the type of movie, right?
Yeah, exactly. It depends on the movie.
But hey, look, this is the song.
For sake of argument, no. Right?
What you mean? What?
But he's still in all these roles. He's still getting these roles. We're just like, bro, this guy's trash.
What was he getting? He's only getting roles. The only special roles is with his dad because it's his dad's movie.
That's what I'm saying.
But those movies suck. Like
I'm saying, if your dad is that dude, you get special
Pursuit
treatment.
of Happiness didn't suck.
Exactly. Pursuit of Happiness was good. The only movie they made together that sucked was that stupid End of the World movie or whatever it was.
Something Earth, some shit.
Yeah, that movie was trash. But also think about it. An NBA bench. Bro, there's some guys on there. I'm like, Adam Morrison? I don't really
Sure. But exactly, he better be on that bench. I don't want to see him like, oh, yeah, bro. I just feel like it's going to hurt him.
My thing is this, man. Because, if Shaq's kid couldn't make it in the league, how you going to let, Bronny. That's
what I'm saying.
He ain't even average, 5 points a game. You feel me? So
WNBA players are better than
But look, let's all be realistic here, because at the end of the day, sports, it's all theater, right? It's an entertainment business. They're gonna find a way to get him drafted onto a team, and he's gonna be in the league. And then
That's fine.
I'm calling it right now. I'm gonna call it, and you can quote me on this. I'm gonna call it. He's going to get drafted into some team. It's not going to initially be with the Lakers. It might be with some D-League team or something like that. Then he'll eventually get picked up by the Lakers, or he'll get traded to the Lakers to make it seem like a storybook ending. And then he's going to win the championship with his dad. That's going to be his last season. And oh my God, LeBron, the only player ever to win a championship with his son. Oh, wow. Look at the storybook ending, because they always do this in the NBA. Everything is crafted to make this dude seem like the best player of all time, when in reality, you and I, if you've grown up in the Kobe era, you know that's not the
best player of all
true.
time. He needed 3 play-ins. This is the 3rd season in a row he's going in and playing, man. If there was no play-in,
there's
he'd
the
be
other thing.
out.
If
there was no play-in there, he would
They
not
had
be in the playoffs.
they had to invent this thing called a play-in
Come on, bro.
for him to get into the playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all kidding me, NBA. Adam Silver, y'all kidding me, man. That's that. Nah.
Adam Silver is a mark, man.
So let's just put that on when we talking about who's the go. Let's just LeBron missed the last 3 playoffs technically, but he's still in there.
This is all I'm saying, bro. For the NBA to really be like an honest league, man, we need a black commissioner, bro. We need a player who's an actual player. How come the NBA commissioner is never representative of the actual league? How about that, man? How come there's never... You can always see like these former players become like a vice president or whatever, this stuff like that. What makes Adam Silver have the credentials to be a commissioner of the league? What has he done but be the boy to David Stern?
Well, yeah. I mean, the real answer is like the owners vote for who the commissioner is going to be. The commissioner works for the owners, basically.
I was just going to say.
So let me point out this other pattern. How come there's no former player, well, aside from Michael Jordan, right? But how come there's no other person who's a former player that's the owner of the league or owner of the of a team?
I think you have
I'm pointing out, pattern recognition, right?
Damn, that one.
No, it's in a pattern here.
That one dude from the Pistons. He's actually.
You don't even remember his name.
Dumars?
He's a general manager.
Yeah, the one who
he's not an owner.
Handles
he's like the Players Association.
The
Players Association.
Like I don't have a problem with that, the whole like what you're talking about, because it's like the presidency, right? It's just a face. It's just a face to you have other people who are actually saying, giving the ideas and stuff. Adam Silver's just kind of like signing it off or whatever.
You know what, man? I think if you're a very patriotic player in the NBA, and maybe people do this, probably not going to happen. But I would say this: if you want to shift the power back to the players, I think every black player in the NBA should quit the NBA, go to Ice Cube's league, make it a new league. You got the power to the players now. It's more representative of the league. And I guarantee you, all the European and white players are going to follow along with you because nobody wants to see, nobody wants to log in, like tune in and watch like a bunch of, fundamentals and layups and shit like that.
And they did have that, they had like a strike. Remember that? They had a strike back in 2010 or so.
Yeah, but that was just to get more money. They're not.
I'm just saying, it's happened before.
I feel like the NBA is if they have an issue, they will handle it. Their Players Association is very well taken care of.
No,
Adam Silver is just he's just kind of like, okay, guys, what's going on? Hey,
people in the Players Association are a bunch of sellouts, man. Yeah, you ain't listening to
you want to talk about Jaylen Brown, one of the most black power dudes in the NBA.
He's really not, bro. He's one of those light-skinned dudes that's always trying to be
Jaylen Brown? He's a dark-skinned dude.
Jaylen Brown. I thought you said Jalen Brunson. My bad.
No, Jaylen Brown. He's one of the black power type dudes. He's part of the player.
I think he's just a character.
And watch
man.
your mouth about Brunson too. A lot of Knick fans out there.
He plays in Boston.
A lot of Knick fans out there, right?
Where?
They'll come for you.
Who?
In general, for Jalen Brunson?
Bring on the Knicks fans, man. I don't give a damn about y'all. Y'all ain't even done shit.
The Knicks actually finished, I think, the second seed.
Oh, good for you. What's gonna happen? Get bounced out the first round?
We don't know.
No,
I think they're gonna face the winner of the Heat
or Bucks.
Bro, I'm sorry, man.
Heat or Sixers. Yeah, you're right. Heat or
Sixers.
If we really being real, the Knicks are almost as sorry as the Dallas Cowboys, man. Because first of all, this is the only time I ever say this. The only time I ever say this. Because at least with the Dallas Cowboys, each year it's more painful, because they show promise and then they end up,
Yeah.
But with the Knicks, they've sucked for so long. And with New York fans, they're so extra passionate because for them to even have a glimmer of hope, they just got to be competent. They only won 50 games, all right? And y'all, people over here in New York acting like, oh, man, this might be the year,
I mean, let the fans, that's what fans do.
Sure, whatever, but be realistic, man.
This is balling out. Jalen Brunson's doing his thing. To be honest, I used to, not that I hated on him, but back when he played in, I think it was Villanova, back in his college days. I
ain't watching no Villanova, man.
Yeah, I used to watch him back in college. I used to watch him back. I used to watch him back in college.
Hey, name another. Hey, no. Name another player on that Villanova team.
I have no idea.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
bro.
he was the only one
bro.
because he played there for so long. He was like player of the year every year. He was like 3 or 4 years.
I wish we had a live chat, man. All the caps coming up, bro.
Every time I come on the show, last episode we talked about WNBA. I was telling you all the players.
Here's one thing about
I know my
SeeJayy.
facts.
Here's one thing about SeeJayy that the viewers should know. If you ask him what his favorite team is, you'll never get a consistent answer every single year.
Team. I don't have a favorite team,
Yeah.
but I'll tell you every single player on that team.
First time I met this dude, he was a Chargers fan.
Hell no. Never been a Chargers fan. Never been a Chargers fan. That's on record. You can ask my family, never been a Chargers fan. You
became a Patriots fan after that, which was like a good 6-year streak, right?
Nah, you're mistaking me for my brother.
What is he now?
My brother was a Chargers fan.
What are you now?
My brother was a Chargers fan.
Yeah, what are you now?
What are you now?
I don't have a team.
You see this?
And my brother, bro? Chris, you were the Charger fan. I was always a Patriots fan. Me and him would always argue over who's better. So, y'all capping.
But you have no right to even argue, man. You have no, bro, you're almost as bad as Kevin Durant, bro. You just, be hopping off. Just
like I said, I know my facts. I'm not a team guy. I'm a player guy. I like the sport. I respect the best players, and I'm a fan of which players who, follow my lane.
It's annoying.
How's that annoying?
Yeah, it's annoying, man.
You pick a side, bro.
Yeah,
There's no picking sides. I
find it annoying because, in the group chats, you be coming in here, being all critical of everybody else's team, but then it's just like, bro, you.
Okay, so you're mad because you can't come at me. Don't be mad because you can't come at me.
I ain't mad about it. I never said I was mad.
Weird, you didn't pick a side.
Yeah. It's weird.
You know what I mean?
When the playoffs
you with Drake
come,
or you with Metro?
I'll let you guys know.
I think it's just a troll, man.
NBA right now. My team, Mavericks.
Are you red or blue?
My team now. You hear this?
My team now is the Mavericks.
My team now. Just say you're a Kawhi fan. Or a Kyrie fan.
Exactly. Kyrie's my guy.
Say you're a fan of the player.
Right
you can't claim a team.
I'm not claiming a team. I just say Kyrie. So I'm going with the Mavericks.
Wait, you weren't Nets fan.
Exactly. Why though? Because Kyrie. So you see the pattern recognition. That's your thing, right? See the pattern. Yeah. Don't hate. Y'all,
all right,
just because y'all have a team and y'all
for 2024, you're a Mavs fan.
Just because y'all teams is trash and y'all looking for
at least
someone
I'll
else
stick with my team, man.
That's cool. Congrats. But your team,
unless one of us in this panel who almost jumped into a Seahawks fan. You know what I'm saying?
Who was ever a Seahawks fan,
bro?
Hey, it was rough back then.
Oh yeah.
It was rough when it was in St. Louis, huh?
That was Russell Wilson before the Sierra days too. That boy was cooking.
So just back on some NBA stuff. Just before we get into the next topic, Lakers. That's the main story. The reason why they made the play-in. They're actually going to play the Pelicans first round, which we expect. Them to possibly win. But the thing people were talking about this morning, I heard on the sports news, is if they win, they'll have to face the Nuggets in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, what if the Lakers lose this first game and then possibly win against the Warriors or the Kings? So how you guys feeling about that? I mean, I'm not a Laker. We were talking about teams. My team used to be the Lakers since day one. Since basketball, since I started watching, I'm a Kobe fan. All right, let's get that straight.
I
said I'm a player guy. I'm a Kobe fan. Rest in peace to the GOAT, Kobe Bryant,
the real GOAT.
Once he left, retired, I'm kind of like, oh man, I'm not really caring about the Lakers like that because Kobe's gone. I still rock with him though. I'm in LA. I'm on the West Coast. I'm not really a LeBron fan. He comes over, so I'm off the Lakers. That's the story. So before you guys, you don't pick a team that. I don't really care about teams like that. I'm just, for love of the sport at this point. So you got the Lakers. You got them looking at facing the Denver Nuggets. You're a Laker fan, right?
I mean, look, bro.
You're a Laker fan, right? So how do you feel about that?
Well, look, I'll give you an answer right now, man. And I used to be a sports guy. You know what I'm saying? This is the Fourth Wall podcast.
So this is your.
Hear me out.
You're just not a sports.
This is the Fourth Wall podcast show. This isn't necessarily a sports show, but it's the Fourth Wall podcast show. So. The way I look at sports now, man, it's bread and circus, right? It's bread and circus. Now I see the theatrics, all right? And I'm a Laker fan. But
answer the question.
I'm answering the question. Let me finish my answer.
Okay, yeah.
At the end of the day, I used to be invested into these sports, all right? But when you look into what these actually are, these are entertainment. It's entertainment. It's not really a real sport. All these games, they look more and more obvious like they're fixed.
That's why I follow players.
If I'm going to watch a game, if I'm not gambling on it, I don't really have as much invested into it anymore. It doesn't hit the same anymore.
What's the script telling you?
Well, this is what it's telling me. Okay, I think the Lakers are probably gonna lose on purpose. What do we play tomorrow?
Tomorrow night, yeah.
Yeah, they'll probably lose on purpose because they don't want to play Denver. It's going to give LeBron more of an opportunity to get further into the tournament to hype him up, you know what I'm saying? Because LeBron is,
They'll probably lose to Zion. They're playing Zion Williamson.
That's what you would think, right? And then, when they win them, they're like, oh, my God, LeBron James at the age of 40 years old, able to do that.
Okay, we'll see.
See how much he's better than Kobe and Jordan? They're going to do that in the media to make him seem like – because LeBron is the number one puppet. You got to understand, he's the puppet boy. He's the butt boy for the NBA to program everybody. He's the, this motherfucker don't read no books, all right? Every time you see a picture of him, he's always on the first page of a book.
Be respectful.
I'm not going to be respectful to LeBron, bro. And I'm going to say this right here. I don't think he really human. I'm going to say it right now, man. That's not. Or
he was genetically created?
Well, there's that, or he on the juice, bro. He probably on some type of juice. Hey, look up KG. KG knows what's up. But he's the poster child. They didn't have anybody they could market after Michael Jordan. They couldn't market Kobe Bryant because he was too inspirational to the black community. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So they couldn't put him at a pedestal because he'd be too inspirational. That's why they had to put a hit on him, and because they have to make LeBron like the guy because he's the number one person that could program everybody. So that's why, that's the way I see basketball now.
Okay, so that's your excuse. That's your
it's not an excuse.
Oh, God.
That's your equivalent to what I was. Okay, I got you. Justice, what do you think right now, man? You're a Laker fan, right?
Yeah, the Pelicans, we own the Pelicans.
Okay.
So we said, hey, give us AD. We'll give you these scraps. We got AD.
That's true, yeah.
Right,
yeah.
so we own the Pelicans. The Lakers are going to win that game. We'll play Denver.
Without LeBron and AD, you think they beat the Pelicans?
They're not going to play?
I mean, they're thinking of, not playing them.
Okay, if AD and LeBron don't play, actually, the Lakers are actually better with. Sometimes they're actually really better without LeBron and AD.
You think the Kobe of the Ozarks, Austin Reeves, gonna carry him?
Dude, yeah, Austin Reeves has proven himself. He was Austin Reeves was the third best player on Team USC B team.
And what happened to him? Why didn't they win?
I'm just saying, D'Lo's actually an all-star, one-time all-star.
I like D'Lo. I wish they never traded him.
I'm just saying the Lakers actually do have enough talent to actually beat those boys.
They do.
Zion Williamson, undisciplined. Brandon Ingram, that's our.
No, hold on. Let's not disrespect the Pelicans.
That's
They're
our
nice.
son. That's our son.
Zion. It took me a while to get onto the hype because to be honest, hype kind of pushes me away. So the whole Zion Williamson.
Why can't
hype,
we disrespect them?
Because they're actually pretty good. Zion's actually really good,
man. We should be able to
recently.
He's been playing really good.
He's been on his diet.
When he plays the Lakers, he's been when
he sticks to his diet, he's good.
Yeah, Zion's been playing great. Brandon Ingram's been great.
I'm gonna keep it.
He's been
man.
great.
I think it's a stupid
and CJ McCollum. Don't forget CJ McCollum's
I like
a vet.
CJ McCollum a little older, but yeah.
He has that veteran, leadership. He's been in the playoffs with Dame. So
the
that
Lakers
team's
still have enough talent to beat them.
Lakers, of course. Lakers are the better team. Lakers are the better team for sure. But if they have one of those guys missing, I'm not gonna say it's easy.
If both those guys missing, the script is out that the Lakers will lose.
Or trying to lose to go to play possibly Steph or
now it's gonna be a closer game than people think.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting, man. It's crazy because I remember again, grew up a Laker fan. I remember even recently when back where they had the Bron, Lonzo, they still had that young team. It was like almost a ritual for me to just every night be like, oh, the Lakers are playing? Oh, I need to get, from ADT, when we're doing our shifts, it's like, oh, 7:30 Laker game? All right, go home, watch the Lakers, that's just growing up. That's how I've been, But now it's just like I don't watch every game, just the top matchups, and then when we get to the playoffs. Playoffs, that's where it's like, okay, now let's just, that's what it gets interesting. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited for, NBA playoffs. The play-in starts this week. Some weak ass shit just for LeBron. Just for LeBron to keep playing in the playoffs.
I'm on the black pill, man. I just can't look at I can't look at sports the same no more.
Do you have a football team though, don't you?
Yeah, but even then, it's just like
if they suck, you just
see.
Look.
The only thing
they were popping though,
you're doing it wrong. See,
the only reason I get pleasure from my Packers is because the script is always going to be there for them to beat the Cowboys, and that's my Super Bowl. Okay,
that's true. Yeah,
because I know there's a lot of people there's a lot of stupid Cowboy fans actually believe this shit.
It's like, and here's my thing. It's like,
shout out Fat Brian.
it's like WWE. Like me, growing up, I was a Patriot fan. So for me, having friends who were like Packer fans, or even Packers, I thought were good. I mean, I never hated on the Packers. I like their
When were they not good?
Their whole lore and their legacy. But yeah, it's like having Cowboy fans, or my brother was a Charger fan. It's like you can shit on them because your team's good. I just happen to have Tom Brady on my team. I just happen to have Tom Brady on my team.
Used to have Antonio Gates jersey. He capped it like a.
When did I have Antonio? Man, yeah. So it's like you like it when it's like WWE, when your favorite wrestler gets like that shine or whatever. You know, everyone has that favorite character. When it's like you're a fan of that guy, when you finally see your guy get, oh yeah, my team, or oh they got to beat that guy, even though they might not be the main dude, it's like, oh, at least he's not like trash. You know, at least there's, you know, Knick fans, same thing. It's like, well, at least we're the second seed. It's not like we're, you know, the freaking Wizards or the, you know.
Yeah, I mean, people do
like
create identities around like sports teams or public figures, etc. That's why rest in peace, J. Cole. Dude, a part of that hurt me too. A part of me died, you know, with him as well.
Yeah, is a perfect segue because I was gonna say, over the weekend, well, actually the past couple weeks, in music, we're gonna move on to rap. Specifically, you guys are obviously, and we mentioned it in an episode before, the Kendrick verse on the Metro and Future album, like that verse that he was calling out, didn't really call out J. Cole, was more calling out Drake, but he did send some shots at J. Cole. So J. Cole responded, you know, and then he apologized, which is, you know, why we, you know, had to, you know, do a moment of silence for the brother. But let's start there. Because I want to get into you guys' thoughts about that. I know there's people saying, you know, maybe this is, you know, a scripted type of promo thing for all these artists. I remember when J. Cole dropped the response to Kendrick, you were like, oh, this is the best. Oh, this is how you do it. Oh, J. Cole, yeah, this is the one. This is how you come out. And then he later apologizes. So tell me how you felt about that.
Yeah, I was proud of him. Like all the other J. Cole fans.
Because as a J. Cole fan, yeah, you're finally getting that shine.
Yeah, first of all, like we were when Kendrick dropped the Like That verse, everyone was thinking, these guys ain't gonna respond because you know Drake, no one ever. Who's gonna respond? Well, we all kind of in our hearts knew, like, you know what, Drake may be too pussy to respond, but Cole. He's been talking that talk. We know he's ready to go. He's in album mode. He's going to respond. He's going to represent, and he's going to get it popping for everybody. And then when he does it, we're like, thank you for responding. We now got smoke. You know what I mean? And then, so we as Cole fans, we knew this is some light jazz.
We as Cole
fans. He didn't really unload the whole clip, but he just let Kendrick know, like, yo, we got some, you know, we got some heat over here. Are you sure you want this? You know? Like, tell us, you know, because Kendrick, I mean, you sneaked it, but hey, let's see what it is. We're here now. I'm in album mode. Are you sure? It's like he was like Kobe in the early 2000s.
Don't do that, man. Don't compare him to
when
Kobe,
Michael Jordan.
Man.
You know, remember when Michael Jordan was on the Wizards? He came back.
Bro,
Kobe was like,
that.
Mike, you know I'm him now. Like, are you sure?
No, it was like when Kyrie was talking to Kobe, like, man, you can't guard me. You can't guard me.
Yeah, that's a better example, man.
You can't guard me. Like,
right. I'm just saying, like, I'm in my prime now. So we were all. But the problem was, we as Cole fans, we're living vicariously through him. We're growing up with him. He's like the leader of people who kind of like, you know, the average guy who wants to achieve and kind of, you know, get more for himself. So as he's ascending, we're like, cool, we've grown up with you. You now represent a large majority of the community. We want to see you now prove that you finally deserve that top spot and go out the one dude that people say you can't beat. And let's get it. You know, there's no sneak dissing. There's no, like, I was on your track, he was on my track. This is direct. Let's see what's about to happen. So we were chilling for a cool 2 days. Bro, I found out what PWC was. You know what I mean? I almost bought a Stone Temple Pilots t-shirt. And then all of a sudden.
Hey, homie was glazing on the group chat too, man.
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. When it first dropped, I was like, okay, yeah, he dropped it. Everyone was going crazy. Oh, this is how, which personally, the song was good. The song was good. You know, the jabs, I was like, okay, these are direct.
Good enough Kendrick. To put a ring on a bitch with no prenup?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, but again, I could tell. And like I said in the group chat, I was like, you can tell from the lines. He was like, hey, I'm a shoot. But I'm gonna be like in the movie, what was the movie he said?
New Jack City.
Yeah, New Jack City when he's aiming the gun at him. I was like, okay, so this guy, he's probably going to call off the hit. I was like, he seems like the type of dude to be like, okay, bro, you're saying too much. Like, I don't want to do it. You're my guy. But to swat you would be like swatting the fly. I'm like, he's going to tap out.
That's what I'm saying. He said it in such a cool
I just didn't
way.
think, I didn't process, like, can you actually apologize for a diss rap? Like, and it actually happened. So I was like, damn, this actually happened. The problem is, like,
I mean, you came out, people said jab, right? That means I hit you in the face. You jabbed Kendrick in the face. And then all of a sudden you're like, hey, bro, like, I didn't really even know what I was doing.
But what they had on him, again, like I was telling you guys, like, it wasn't anything, like, he was going at his discography. And even J. Cole addressed it. He was like, I'm going after this guy's discography. Like, obviously, that's cap. Like, obviously, we know he's one of the best rappers. Like, everything I was saying, you could tell it was, like, force. Like, it was like, that's what you're going at him for. And which leads me to the next thing. Well, do you have anything to comment on the whole J. Cole thing? How'd you feel about that?
I mean, look, man, you can't really expect like a conscious rapper like J. Cole to, I'm one of the few people that wasn't that surprised that he had to come out and be like, yeah, that's my brother, that was the lamest shit I ever did, Like, he was getting a lot of ridicule over it, but at the end of the day, are we really that surprised? Are we? He's a conscious rapper.
It's the way that he apologized, too.
Yeah.
Relapse, I can't sleep.
It's a very light-skinned thing to do, right?
Yeah.
My chin's out. I'm like, bro,
I don't know.
just say, like, I don't want to do this no more. Like,
I didn't expect him to I felt like once the diss track was out, like, there wasn't going to be an apology. And even then, I was like, I didn't expect him to diss him like that. I was like, bro, the diss isn't even really at you. Like, if anything, how about you and Drake do something to, get back at him? So I
think Justice,
I just think the whole thing was
Justice said something pretty good like earlier. It's like, if he would have never apologized and played a wild card to where he just slipped in on that Metro album, you get what I'm trying to say?
So he's on both.
On Red Leather, yeah. It's just like, it's a mind fuck, right? It's like, what's going on here? Is he playing both sides? It'd be less shameful,
I'd
more
go
artistic.
With that. I'd rather go with that.
But man, bro had to come on stage
and yeah, that's
I think there was some type of oath he had to do.
Too much Drake was rubbing off on him. He's been on tour with Drake. All that. This guy's the greatest rapper. I can never disrespect my brother. He's
because Drake clearly wants smoke.
Well,
but he drove him to do something uncharacteristic. He stepped into a studio with him, and that Six Scott effect, man. He makes people do things that are unethical, backstabby.
And Drake was telling him, he was like, "Hey, man, go ahead, like diss him." Like, he's like, "Drake, why don't you diss him?" He's like, "Nah, man, you're in album mode right now. You
said you number one, right?"
That's exactly how I feel.
You said you numero uno, right?
He was like,
you said you're Ali, right? You said you was Muhammad Ali,
you
right?
Said you're Ali, right? So it's like, I feel like Drake was like trying to have him, like the dude you're in the club with your guy, and he's like, hey, go talk to that girl right there, like see how her friends are, He's like telling you to go, get a warm up, see how it is before he comes in, like, oh yeah, hey, gay, oh yeah, this is my guy,
You probably hit him with one of these, like, smell what that is? Smell puss.
So I feel like it was just a ploy, and J. Cole again was like that middle brother, because I used to do that shit with my brothers when I was little. With my grandma, I'd be like, hey, go ask grandma if we can play video games right now, because she'd have the PlayStation in the room, because I'd always be playing at night. So during the day, I'd be like, I'd do my chores, but I don't want to ask her, because she'd be like, you ask me all the time. So I'd be like, hey, go ask grandma if we can get the video.
hey, he brings up a good point, because there's one thing that him and Drake have in common.
Who, me?
Yeah, both of you guys, they be doing shit from the shadows. You know what I'm saying? Both these motherfuckers. Because this guy Drake is one of the most connected people in the industry. You're never gonna see him do something firsthand. You'd actually have to like force him to do something, or he's a manipulator. He does things from the background where it's like he's saying things in other people's ears and stuff. And it's like, it's very, I can't say the word, starts with a J, but he does things like that.
So
yeah, hey, look, you said it, not me, man.
I said what? The truth?
Yeah.
But no, I feel like Drake was kind of pushing J. Cole to respond, and J. Cole, again, like he said, it was uncharacteristic of him. But from that response grew, obviously, people saying, okay, well, now Drake got to say something.
Everything J. Cole is so invalidated, because even if you listen to his verse, he was like, I forgot what he said. Something about like my boys want to jump in, and he's like, "Would I look like having henchmen?"
Yeah, having henchmen. Like,
so you can't even say that line and then see like,
again,
it was
all cap. It was all forced. It sounded good.
Yeah, it did sound good.
It sounded good. The lines were cool. I was like, okay, but he just needed a little more. He needed to make it sound like he really meant it.
I just don't believe anything. I can't believe anything he's saying anymore. Like it's like
so. Yeah, man.
Tooth Fairy or something.
J. Cole
like,
eliminated from
Santa
the conversation.
Claus. Like you just fugazi.
His name is out of the top 3. I guess you can replace him with Future or someone. Even though lyrically
there is no top 3. Kendrick already said it. It's just Big Me.
Okay, well there you have it right there.
But Drake said his top 3 is him twice.
Dylon. Okay, so Drake did respond.
Yeah, he did.
And you kind of had I don't want to say you had the same response that you had with the J. Cole track, but
it was a solid track.
How'd you feel about this one?
It was a solid track. I feel like he did what he needed to do. He got, first of all, Drake's going against what's like 1 versus 10 dudes.
That's his fault.
That's impressive, bro. He's on some Scarface type stuff right now.
That's his own fault.
He's on some like Perfect Cell type stuff right now where he's like literally taking out everybody. So that number 1 was impressive. He had a lot of sneak stuff. Also, Drake's going to go down in history as the only guy to be like, to say like, shut up in a diss track and then not sound corny. Shut up, Metro. I'm like, that's all he needed. That's all he gave you.
I mean, all he does is make beats.
Like, that sounded hard. If anyone ever says that ever again, it sounds corny. So, no, I thought he came out pretty good. I didn't like how he did it, though. That was the only thing. Like,
the way he made it like a leak.
Bro, how does a billionaire's thing leak?
See, that's the thing. See that, and
hey, you know Drake's all about the leaks, right?
The Weeknd was right. Yeah, the Weeknd was right. He's been right the whole time.
See, Drake, like,
it's such an attention whore type of thing to do, though.
This, and again, the song was cool.
It was cool.
Like, me too. Like, I'm very, I'm a hard critiquer when it comes to the whole music shit because, being an artist myself and all that shit. But it's like, you want to really dissect the shit, and Drake really came with it. Like you said, like he did what he had to do. He didn't really. And? I don't think he murdered anybody, but he did what he had to do. It was more of what Kendrick say. He said, "Let's see if he really bout it." I feel like Drake actually. This is the first time I heard Drake actually come at, like, even during the Meek Mill thing, the back-to-back thing, like.
But also,
it wasn't that,
You got to give him credit for this too. Drake's probably the only person who's ever really came at Kendrick directly.
But that's
maybe Big Sean. I guess Big Sean. I don't know if that was direct.
This? You mean before this, or
before this? Like he's actually like directly calling out Kendrick. A lot of people like tiptoe around him, and like J. Cole apologized afterwards. Lupe Fiasco, like a bunch of people apologized. Drake's the only person who's like.
But also, he knows he can't though. He's technically the guy that everyone's like, oh, you have to. So what's he gonna look like? He can't. J. Cole, you saw the video I sent you guys, like, oh, y'all not really understanding. J. Cole is actually being a man. Like, that's his fan base. So they're gonna see it like that. He's actually going the spiritual route, doing what he would actually, and they're gonna take that, and they're not gonna feel shameful. Cool. But Drake's fan base isn't like that. Drake's fan base is the culture. Oh, this guy's gonna, if he bows out, people are gonna be like, oh, this guy's lame. Oh, like, everything, his whole legacy is gonna go down the drain. So yeah, he cannot back down because he has that face of, oh yeah, this is Drake. If he ever backs down, all that, oh yeah, champagne poppy, oh, all the hoes on me. No, they're gonna come to the dude who lost to Kendrick. So no, he has to go out there, and it's gonna come down to, okay.
That's also the smart thing about keeping it a leak, though.
No, that's what he has to do. He's doing the right thing.
Because it's a leak, it's not actually on streaming services. So therefore, only like a real hip hop head would even find it. So Drake's like female audience isn't like searching YouTube to see like, let me listen to random Drake.
But they're gonna hear it.
They might hear a clip or snippet here and there, but like they're not gonna just have it saved on their Spotify.
Is the thing like, are we trying to find out who's the best rapper, period, between these guys?
That's competition.
Right, but if we're trying to find out who's the best organic rapper out of them, I don't understand why we can't just settle this the old-fashioned way, King of the Dot style. You know what I'm saying? Just have them do it in person, man. Rap in front of their face. 5 minutes each.
Hey, tell Kendrick to pull up.
Hey, man, make it happen. Make it happen. It's not like it's not possible. They're all alive, right?
These guys aren't.
Maybe one of them swings. You know what I'm saying?
These guys aren't. That's a different type of rap. Like it's the same
Yeah,
way.
but
You
it's,
have the.
It's them in their rawest form, though. No, here's the thing. It gets rid of all of the.
It doesn't get rid of anything.
No, it gets rid of this. It gets rid of all of the allegations. You know what I'm saying? Especially with Drake. He's got a team of writers for him, so all he's got to do is come into the studio.
He doesn't. It's not something that he has to prove. Like even if the whole which the writers thing probably is true.
I think it is something that has to prove, man.
It's not enough for them.
Because hey, look, you can sound mad, like you sound mad hard on a track when you're by yourself in the studio and talk as much shit as you want. Say that same shit to their face when you right there.
I get what
man.
you're saying, but Drake, first off, Drake isn't that type of.
Well, we'll find out. We'll find out because he
like,
likes to put up the front that he is. So why don't we just make it happen and just find out?
What question I do have for you though, because you're a rapper, right? You know, and I'm just kind of curious, like, when does this end? Like, how do we know when there's a winner?
You'll know.
But how?
You'll have the song. You'll have the songs. It's not like it's gonna be an ongoing. Like they're gonna diss back and forth. There's gonna be one actual diss and another actual diss. These were just like the shots.
So it's just like a
These were just the shots.
So it's just like whoever like just stops, whoever quits.
Yeah,
let's put it this way. One of the disses is gonna be good enough to where the other person's like, all right, it's like I can't respond to that. How did the Pusha T Drake one end?
So whoever stops responding, basically.
Yeah. And it's not something that you're going to expect.
It's going to be a Cold War, bro. This could be one of those.
It's not going to go on as long as you think.
The keyword is war. You know, it's war in music, war in sports.
This could be a minute, yeah.
It's not something
a real war going on right now.
I don't know if your boy Kendrick can outlast. I think Drake, I know he can push him out.
I think Kendrick is probably going to drop once. This is going to sound kind of crazy, but I think Kendrick is going to drop at the same day when Israel responds to Iran. I think that's when it's going to drop because that's the perfect time for the music industry to drop some type of music to keep us, our attention away from something like that.
You know what I'm saying? We are the world type. I don't think.
You think they're orchestrating behind the scenes to keep us distracted from?
Oh yeah, who runs the music industry?
They're not keeping us behind the scenes, nothing, man.
You think like hip hop drama is going to keep us distracted from global politics?
I think the commoners, yeah.
No,
yeah.
no one's talking about hip hop other than hip hop guys or music people. No one's talking about.
Yo, but think about how much influence they have. You know what I'm saying?
If it wasn't on SNL,
honestly though, like
if it wasn't on SNL,
are you really using SNL as like the
SNL is very main? If you watch SNL, anything on there is mainstream.
Yeah, but nobody watches SNL no more.
Everyone that's mainstream watches.
Name me 3 people that watch SNL in this room.
Me.
You. I don't watch SNL.
Then how do you know what's going on SNL and who's watching?
I don't watch SNL. They haven't been funny since 2006.
SNL is very mainstream. They are pretty much news.
Who watches SNL in this room, man? Who? Besides this dude. And I think he's capping too.
Who is the host? Who is the actual host of the show?
There's a certain demographic and culture that watches SNL.
I have the knowledge of this thing because I am the host of this show. So I'm telling you that mainstream watches SNL.
Bro, nobody watches SNL.
Think about it. Who produces SNL?
Lorne Michaels.
Okay. What do you think? What do you think her audience is? Street niggas.
No, it's
okay.
Well, I'll tell you who their audience is. I'll tell you who their audience is.
Late night television, all that Jimmy Kimmel, David, all that stuff is mainstream. America. Anything they're pushing on there, that's what they're trying to get people to see. They're not talking about the beef at all. They're even talking about NC. Caitlin Clark was on SNL. That's mainstream.
It's entertainment.
That's what they're trying to push. Caitlin Clark, right? She didn't even win the national title, but they're pushing her in everything. They just had I think they just had a commercial of her with State Farm or something like that. It's like, damn, like
I'm just saying, bro.
UConn who actually won, like none of their players are being pushed as Caitlin Clark.
None of you guys see it from a macro level where it's like all this stuff is going on, like this beef over here, this controversy in sports over here going on at the same time when this shit's going on over here. You know what I'm saying?
Stuff always happens at the same time.
See, you know who you are? You're that guy in the movie that, when some obvious creepy shit is going on, you're always just like, come on, guys, just a coincidence, okay? And then you end up being the first dude to die.
I am usually with you on this stuff. But
what movie is this?
I'm usually with you on this stuff, but to be honest,
Am I stretching?
The whole
You
hip hop,
are, you're
the whole hip hop
reaching.
beef is not has none. That's just
You think it's a real beef?
That's what I was gonna ask you. That's something within itself that could be, there can be something going on there because the Weeknd's talking about leaks and stuff like that, and then Drake happens to leak his
There's
stuff.
too many people for this to be like a fabricated thing.
Yeah,
Really?
I don't think it's.
You think it can't be fabricated?
Bro, Metro just called up ASAP Rocky, The Weeknd, Future, like
Yeah,
all these,
a bunch of people with millions of followers.
Rick Ross, all these different people to be like, hey, let's all gang up on this one dude.
Yeah, how much is a multi-millions of people added up? That's almost billions, right? Now billions of people are paying attention to this, right? Right?
Billions? Would you
It's
say
just
billions?
too many people to coordinate
Is it
for
though?
that to be true.
Is it though?
Now, I'm not saying the whole thing isn't, not.
Is it really that
in
much to
some way.
coordinate?
I
It's
think
just
maybe
like
there's
I can't.
between some people.
I can't hit
do
up
believe
CJ
there's
right
some
now, or CJ can't hit up Eli right now and be like, "Hey man, let's just coordinate this beef real quick. Get the album sales up. You feel me?"
I think some of the stuff is maybe the Kendrick J. Cole stuff was in some way between them, fabricated, maybe.
Because there's just too much
But
stuff.
the
Like,
Drake- but the
did you
Drake
know?
and Kendrick
Did you
stuff
know
is
that
obviously
Coachella is
not.
also happening this weekend or this past weekend?
There you go, man. Another,
Okay, but I'm saying like that for this beef.
Hey,
to
who's
be-
watching Coachella, bro?
Exactly. That's my point. That is my exact point. This is now overshadowing that. But this already has a commercialized thing built in where they could have used Coachella to distract us.
See, you think you cooking right now, but you really not.
Bro, this is the first time
Because-
Coachella doesn't.
It's not about cooking, man. It's not about cooking. We just
This is the first time,
that's his
bro.
that's
This
his
is the
idea.
first time
That's
Coachella
his
doesn't
idea.
have no holograms, right? It doesn't have anything that's really
Their
like.
lineup was pretty.
Yeah,
trash
this is an
this year.
excuse to do less funding
it
because
wasn't
they
trash.
got this
I'm
thing
just saying,
orchestrated
if
over
what
here
you're saying
going
is
on.
true, if what you're saying is true, this is actually a better platform in general to distract us with. It's already established. It already has all the stars.
Is it really though? Is anybody that, bro? This is inflation going on. Ain't nobody trying to go to no Coachella right now, dog.
People be out there.
People be out there that got bread like that. People be out there that got their parents' money and they, motherfucking trust funds and
see a
shit. They
lot
be
of
out
black
there.
I'm just saying, this is a tailor-made platform already ready to distract us, and they're not using it. This is like an organic situation that just popped up.
Did they not utilize it? Did they bring out Childish Gambino out of hiding and shit?
Come on, bro.
Come on, man.
How
yeah.
is that
That's
distracting
because
us?
That's because he's on a promo run. He's
Yeah.
How's that even
It's very
distracting
convenient
us?
for him to be on a promo all of a sudden, right? With all this stuff going on.
I mean, people, and
Not to mention the Diddy stuff still going on too.
if we want to get, I didn't want to bring politics in this episode, because Justice, he tries to stay, outside of.
Oh,
those
I forgot
lines,
about that. Yeah.
But on that, just a
Hey,
little
just so
bit.
everybody knows, Justice is not an anti-Semite. Just so everybody knows.
So
Thanks for clearing that up.
So my thing was always like, okay, well, after this whole, the Hamas and the Israel stuff and Iran now, it's like there's a lot of people saying, oh, don't sell your music, or this isn't the time to be selling your product and stuff like that. Like back in December, I was just thinking like, this is gonna go on for a while. Like, are you just gonna tell people like, oh, anyone who drops from then now, you're just gonna be like, oh, this person's a bad person because they're trying to make money during this time. Like, why couldn't you be saying awareness? So it's like, are we past that time? Like, do you guys even?
There's always a war going on. There's always an economic situation going on. You just have to live your life.
Yeah.
There's always something happening. So, my condolences, best, hopefully prayers for both sides and everything. But you got to live your life. There's always going to be a situation.
There is always
Also, one of my mentors told me this. He was like, never let a good tragedy go to waste.
Mm-hmm.
And that sounds a little fucked up, but
What's your mentor's last name?
bro, can you listen to the moral? Can you? Right? You're always focusing on the bullshit.
I'm just asking a question.
I'm just saying, but he's like, dude, like in any sort of negative situation, there's always an opportunity.
Yeah.
So even in this situation, like there's always gonna be someone who's gonna find a way to profit or kind of improve their situation by these sort of things that kind of happen. So
ooh, you know what they
Shlomo's
should do?
a smart mentor.
They should do a a new "We Are the World," huh?
No, they don't. That's gonna be retarded, bro. Can't say
I
retarded.
feel like
They
did. Yeah, they did.
another
But it
one.
was
They did
trash.
do another
But
one.
it was trash. It was like Lil Wayne,
Justin
and
Bieber was like the
T-Pain,
Michael Jackson figure.
It's not
Miley
effective
Cyrus,
for this
like-
It
time.
was just
I
different.
think they got
Anything-
better artists though.
look,
they got. I mean, come on. I feel like
Anything
we
that
got better-
Kanye
utilizes
was there?
celebrities is stupid,
Yeah.
bro.
I feel like we got better artists now, like to do that.
No,
you got Taylor
bro.
Swift,
No, dude.
Beyonce. You got I'm not
Do
saying
we have
everyone
better
there.
artists? I don't think that's true.
I think so. Then the Lil Wayne one. I'm not talking about the original. I'm talking about like the last.
No. I know.
Yeah.
Like you're talking about like that early 2000s
Yeah.
one.
No, I feel like we got. They had
No, I feel like the artists are the same.
They had what Wyclef. I don't even know who they.
What
had.
new artist would you put in there?
New artists like?
Yeah,
I
would
mean
you be
Taylor
like-
Swift,
She's not new.
but she wasn't in the other one though. That's what I'm saying.
Y'all seen these Taylor Swift shows? Y'all seen like video footage of
Be
these
careful, bro.
A little bit.
Be careful.
I don't really care for Taylor Swift.
I mean, I'm just saying,
No,
lot
I'm
of-
not.
lot of-
I'm just saying. I think her music's a little overrated.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
you think?
I think it's a little overrated. I can't.
I can see the hype around it.
I'll play a Taylor Swift song and then I'll play a Miley Cyrus song, and I dare you to tell me what the difference is in quality.
I take Miley.
I'll tell you the
Cyrus over.
similarities.
I'll take Miley Cyrus over.
I'm just saying, like
But
Kanye
to-
did his thing.
to
I've seen
end-
pentagrams at both their shows.
Kanye West effect.
To end the whole rap debate or topic for today, what do you think is gonna happen next? So we have Drake just dropped his. We even had Rick Ross respond to Drake, which I actually liked. I
That was
don't.
a good-
I feel like
a great response.
I listened to Anthony Fantano. He said it was trash. I can see what he meant though. It was kind of a Rick Ross was kind of sounding.
Told you, Fantano,
salty.
not about the culture, bro.
He's
He's
Yeah, I
not,
know
bro.
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Who
Yeah,
made
I can
him
see-
the who
No one
is
made him
behind
anything.
Fantano?
Fantano like Drake's.
You know?
Yeah, he liked.
Yes.
Yeah, he
Of
liked.
Of course he does.
Which-
He likes
but
all
it
the
made sense 'cause it sounded
establishment
like-
people, bro.
I got what he was saying. Like I got what he was saying. But yeah, Rick Ross's, I liked his, which I
Yeah.
told you I was like, nah, Ross
Yeah,
ain't gonna
he-
just stand here
he
and be
proved
like,
himself.
he ain't just gonna be like, oh yeah,
Proved
Drake.
himself.
But,
I will say this though, like this whole beef is, I don't know, it's almost coming to like the end of an era. Drake,
Yeah,
J.
at the end,
Cole,
yeah.
Kendrick, these guys are all like 37, 38. They're all pretty old figures. Even J. Cole has been hinting at retiring, which is why he even apologized in the first place. Right? So now we have, before everyone kind of goes into the sunset, it really is kind of like that one Thanos movie with Marvel where it's like, all right, we're going to have this one really big battle. Everybody get everything off your chest. And we're going to, at the end of this, some people's careers will be changed forever.
Your career.
J. Cole will forever be, his legacy will be what it is right now. People aren't going to talk about him like that. He's
Let
not
me
gonna be that
ask
high
you this
anymore.
though. So you run the Rap For Me podcast, right?
Right.
So if you were to have Kendrick, Cole, and Drake on that panel, and they got to rap about one person, who would be the guest, the main feature guest for that show that they would have to rap about?
Well, Cole's out for sure.
No, I'm just asking, like, all of them got to, they got to duke it out, but who would be the guest for that show that they have to rap about?
I mean, from right now I'm going with Drake because Kendrick's dropping.
No. I don't think
right
you're
now.
understanding my question here. The three of them are
Yeah.
artists, right?
Right. You're asking who's the main guy?
Who's gonna be? You know how they gotta rap about?
Oh, if to rapping to like yeah. Okay, that's a good question actually. I probably want like a industry head to kind of be there and kind of be the one sort of.
Would you want it to be industry head? Would you want it to be a person that's like someone they can all cook, like someone that they can all like kind of use as like a target?
I kind of want it to be someone who like they all have to respect. Someone like Jay Prince, like where they all have
What's the
to,
fun in that?
That's actually harder to do.
Hmm?
That's actually harder to do.
Yeah,
For
'cause I-
respect.
Yeah.
to actually
This is about
to
disrespect.
respectfully rap to about instead of dissing them to like be nice about to
Yeah,
him.
it can't be like Big Sean, like nah, everyone, Or
Well,
like
who do
Nicki.
they? Is there somebody that they all collectively hate?
I don't think there's a figure like that.
Interesting. Almost as if like they're all connected with one another
They're
in
all
a whole
different people.
ruse
They're really
to
all in three
create this
different-
whole
they're-
beef.
They're really all in three.
I mean, they did kind of start together. Drake put both of those guys on at some level, so there's a lot of ties. But in any industry, the top guys all kind of know each other. Like that doesn't mean they're friends with each other, but the top guys usually do know each other on like some Sasuke, Naruto type stuff.
Yeah, they all went to the same Illuminati party at the end.
I'm
of the
just
day.
saying,
yeah, they're
after
probably
this,
invited, yeah.
the thing about diss tracks, like diss tracks really does actually impact one person's career over the other person. Like some people usually don't recover the same way. So like commercially, it actually is a big risk or it can be a big opportunity.
That's what I'm saying. So
like Big Sean, people keep wondering like, oh, what did you talk about Big Sean? I'm like, dude, you remember the song Humble? I forgot about that. The song Humble really, after that song came out, I was like, Big Sean's career is just, he just don't hit the same.
But yeah, everyone's waiting on Kendrick to.
I think
drop his
Drake will
response,
kill. Drake is gonna kill a lot of people's careers. He's not. I think he makes people look at Kendrick differently. And there's actually a lot of other dudes where I'm like, this guy's not gonna hit the same anymore. Like he's gonna push you into irrelevancy.
I don't know, man, because he's going up against, again, my thing was, I feel like Drake did his thing. He did what he had to do. Me personally, I don't think he's going to come out of it on top because it's not about how many people he's against. It's about the names. Like, you're saying, like, oh, he can push you into, like, irrelevant. You're not going to push Kendrick out of irrelevancy. Like, I even feel like Kendrick, like, whatever he drops next to Respond is going to be a bomb.
But what I'm saying is like
now, even Rick Ross, like, you thought that was going to be easy, and then it's like, you killed him, and then it's like, hey, you. Like, what?
Right now, people, before this beef, people were like, damn, Kendrick is one of the greatest rappers of all time, one of the best lyricists, one of the purest, da-da-da-da. Now all of a sudden people are like, he may have a ghostwriter.
Man, they're just saying that. Like, they're saying
That's
Drake
a hell of
has a nose surgery. Like, you think Drake really got
That's what I'm
nose done?
saying.
No.
People, again.
Yeah,
the perception of people is going to change, and when that changes, the problem with J. Cole, why we say he's dead, the perception changed, so his whole brand identity is now gone.
Yeah, it's not even gone. It's just, well, now this is what he is.
Yeah,
it's like now he's just that he's a nice guy. He's not beef.
And
he's peace.
I'm not paying for that. I was never listening to your music for that.
He's peace and love, blah blah. So now every verse he drops has to be some type of peace and love.
Like even what Drake did to Metro, like Metro, shut up and go make some. I'm like, damn, Metro does sound kind of pussy.
I feel like Metro's gonna do something though.
I think Metro got cooked the worst out of that.
Metro, you didn't say nothing.
Yeah,
you just make some more drugs.
I feel like Metro's like the guy in the back where like everyone's fighting, and then Drake just looks at him like he comes to hit him. He's just like, man,
that's the worst thing you could tell him, because look at the ultra insult here. He stops the beat to call him out. There's no drums in the background either. He just stops the beat and he says, "Metro, make some drums." You know what I'm saying? And then it's like Metro can't even say nothing either because he doesn't rap. That's what I'm saying.
But even then, it's
his whole perception. Now you look pussy.
Now, to be honest, but again, it's like he can't. It's like LeBron going up against freaking Dylan Brooks. Like, he's so small, bro. Like, he makes beats. Like, what is he gonna do? Like, why? Are you, it's like everyone's laughing at you, and then you pick on the smallest guy. Like, man, shut up. You can't even talk. And then it's
best Metro could do is take Drake's verse from that song
and
put it on a whack beat.
Metro isn't. It's not like Metro can't respond. He could do something to where it's like,
Can he
he uses his voice, or he uses some Canadian,
in this realm, in this universe, right?
If Metro don't trust you, what's Future gonna do? If you're not
in this world that these guys live in,
hey, go at Drake.
Your perception is everything. Right, your brand is everything.
Metro's a producer. No one's looking at Metro.
Drake, to his credit, is really good at dissecting and reshaping someone's brand. After the Meek Mill beef, like, we just didn't look at him the same.
That is true.
Like, he's really good at that. So I'm saying, like, not the top guys.
If anything, he made Meek Mill more mainstream.
I'll say this: Drake can instill himself as somebody at that Mount Rushmore if he's so influential to the point where he brings Metro Boomin to rap. Now, that would be some crazy shit.
No. Let me give you a different example, right? Politics, right? Trump's running in 2016, 2020. One of the greatest things that he did was like the character defamation, right? He assassinated character. When he's like making all these different nicknames for people, like Sleepy Joe, I was like, I do look a little tired, And so once that was happening, like, we all didn't look at those guys the same. We didn't even really have to look at the facts. I don't want to hear. It's just like Drake knows how to have those quick, witty bars where it's like, damn, Metro, maybe all you do is make drums. He's right. Like, and that's what I'm saying. So some of these guys who are playing around with them, like, dude, be careful because A$AP Rocky, I can't remember last time you dropped a whole music or album
Everyone
or whatever.
Everyone is going up against, even A$AP has some, I'm sure he can say whatever. He got Rihanna now. So it's like he can come at Drake. Like let's not act like all these guys are.
Hey man,
but
is that a world tour or your girls tour?
But Drake did his thing.
That was still hurt.
See what I'm telling you?
That was still
That's
hurt,
why Drake is
yeah.
so dangerous. It's like, dude.
I mean, we'll see again.
I'll make you into a meme.
we're waiting on Kendrick. We're gonna see what he'll say. But either way, I mean, as fans of the sport, I think we're all excited. And
so everybody got Drake up right now. Everybody got Drake in the lead.
He's
right
winning
now?
right now.
I got Kendrick still up. Man.
He's winning right now.
I'm really
we'll see if he responds.
I'm not worried. If anything, Ross kind of what Drake had. I feel like Ross just was like.
I would give Drake the nod if I knew he wrote that. But I'm pretty sure
that
he had.
size 7 men's.
Because Rick Ross dropped his and it was even up there with Drake's. I'm still giving it to Kendrick. Now, unless Drake dropped Ross and it wasn't, and Ross's was kind of weak, then I'd be like, okay, Drake did his thing. Ross eliminated, done. He got a hit. But Ross isn't even down yet. So it's like he didn't take out anyone yet, except for Metro maybe. But yeah, man, thank you for coming on to, I know you wanted to get some opinions out, with all this rap stuff going on.
It's been fun, man. I got to come back through again.
Yeah, you're always welcome. I know the drive, from Hollywood, big man out there in Hollywood, working with
big man things. Big man things.
Working with the best, best of the best, out there. Shout out to Diddy, Anyway, thank you for hanging out with us, man. Follow us at Fourth Wall Show
yourself, bro.
on Instagram. You can find us on Instagram at our tags, SeeJayy the Kid.
You can find him at Diddy's house.
At the parties. We don't do any personal invites or meetings. But yeah, man, and Justice, your Instagram, we'll have it, below.
Justice 2.0.
Justice 2.0.
Follow him. He's in the.
You got an album coming out, right? You got an album coming out, right?
he's if you want any marketing, advice or just any business advice, he'll point you in the right direction.
The best marketer in the tri-state area, man.
Straight from the IE.
Shit, you ain't never lied. Except a couple times in this podcast, other than that.
But yeah, we'll see you guys next time. And till then, good morning, good afternoon.